Oh wait, didn't you like die?
He did.
Oh.
He's alive.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's my next movie, The Resurrection.
The Resurrection. How we brought him back.
The love, the depression, the resurrection.
But why this story? Where does this come from?
The depths of my soul. I feel like there's a theme today of like inner depression and art.
I know.
I'm like, oh my God, everyone's saying what I'm thinking. But like, I usually do films that are distracting. That really just, I make shit up and it's all make-believe, it's pretend, and it's, I'd rather be anywhere else and anyone else than myself. I'm gonna cry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I get that.
We like you for who you are.
We do.
We all
You're
love you.
amazing.
We all love you, Jesse, for everything you do and who you are.
And if I open it, this is what happens. So I bottle it up and I do the fun, the fancy, the sparkles. Oh! I don't like to be predictable, so I like to be really creative. And I wanted to show that I could dig deeper. And I wanted to show that there was emotion. And I think you're gonna find 2024 a very different Jessie in filmmaking. There's a lot being planned, and it's all a lot of real things that have happened to me. And what's up tonight? What's in the water?
Let's cry, talk about it. That's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, I'm not that old. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Oh, menopause. What do we call that one?
Menopause.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. It's okay to feel sad. We talk about it. That's why it's okay.
Yeah. So my biggest fear in life is regret. Like it haunts me. I lose sleep over regretting things. And I've realized that I rather regret doing something and looking real stupid than regret not trying. And that's what this film was about, was really the regret of not taking that opportunity or that chance. And the scariest thing in the world is saying how you feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, who knows this thinking? That's it.
Wow.
Amazing.
Thanks for being part of our lives in this community. Give me a hug. Give me a hug. Squeeze. Thank you so much. People love your films. People love you.
Yes.
And it's incredibly sweet. He even made her a big card and brought balloons. Although I've been dreaming of dancing with him since the day we met.
So, Kino has a new tag now, a new, what is it, Heather?
Emo Kino.
Emo Kino! Yes! Drama is hard. Comedy is hard. They're both the same. because comedy is tragedy plus timing, right? Let's think about it. Yes, the question right there.
I'm just curious about the beautiful actor that you had there, Matt Cross. How did you feel in your feature film or in your short film debut? How did you feel you did?
Yeah, Matt is usually a cameraman.
Yeah!
Professionally. He's like, put me in, coach, put me in. So I was like, all right, you're in.
Yeah, no, it was really fun because I did a few short films in college, but they're mostly like kind of silly and just kind of comedic, just kind of messing around with your friends. But I've really been wanting to delve into more serious roles and kind of show that I can be more of like kind of a serious actor. So I'm very grateful for Jessie for giving me the opportunity to kind of just show that I can play a more serious role.
Yay.
You're trying to save up money for art supplies?
Trying to build a portfolio. I want to go to art school after graduating.
That's amazing. I'd love to see some of your art sometime.
Yes, Dennis.
I was like, where do you see your hand?
That is just...
Hand up.
That's fine.
I just want to
just
Sorry, Dennis. When there's an awkward pause, I say yes, Dennis.
I just want to send out a compliment towards this kind of new direction you're taking, because I've seen most of the films, well, all the ones that you've shown at Kino and at the Digi in the last year and a half, and they've been kind of spectacular in terms of the orientation. And I see now more kind of an inner story, a more emotional expression than in some of your films in the past. So I'm really, just want to comment that I'm excited about this new direction you're taking and looking forward to seeing what kind of films you make in the next few months.
Thank you very much.
It's hard being vulnerable. And it's not only are we artists, but we pour our hearts on the screen. It's nuts.
Everywhere, really.
It's just amazing, and this is why this
And on
community is.
stage.
And on stage. Hey, I kind of like had that little quiver cry when that guy came up. Yes, you, sir. You're like, give me a hug. Well, but it's okay to cry.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get there. I'm a work in progress.
We all are.
We all are. Any other questions for Jesse? No?
How'd you get so good looking?
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't genetics.
It was technology.
Well, we'll talk. You're coming out after. We'll talk.
It was filmed in Cambridge Bay, Nunavut.
Oh,
Filmed it last year, April. So it was like -30, -40 around there.
-40. No, I really love the frost on the beard. It's like a shapeshifter, isn't
Yeah, it is a shapeshifter. The stories that we hear growing up were to teach kids not to play late, and just to like to teach some history, I guess. And I grew up hearing that, and I came up with this idea. Like in the film, he finds out his girlfriend's pregnant.
Yeah.
And 4 years ago, I was very excited. Like this story is like pretty much what I've gone through. I just made it like dramatized a little bit. He was angry. He was angry that why didn't she tell him that she's pregnant? And he decided that I don't want to see anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm just going to take off and I'll tell my father figure. And sure enough, he followed him because no one just takes off like that.
Hey, you have a bad dream? Hey, are you okay?
So I have a son that's turning 5 this year, and
Nice.
I want to pass on the story about history and the shapeshifters, and the idea that came up is like in the film he is like trying to see if he's ready to be a father.
Yeah.
That's why he's fighting his own like demon kind of thing when he's fighting this shapeshifter.
Yeah.
So in his mind he's like, am I ready to be a father, or how can I do
Because
this?
is it true that the Ajar could be like helpful and malicious at the same time?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of like it's not necessarily black and white. Yeah.
So the era, the stories that we hear, where like animals can become anything.
Yeah.
They can help you. They can like sabotage you, and I lost my father when I was 11, and I grew up going out hunting with father figures and guys that I grew up hunting with, and I have this guy that I'm very, very, very close to, and the story is between me and the father figure.
Oh, yeah.
So he taught him how to hunt from early on. The father figure tells the story to the main character. The main character tells the story to his son. That's the idea.
Yeah,
Because back in the day, we didn't have writing system. We didn't have.
No.
It was all oral, and that was the idea, passing on the story
Passing
through
the story.
film. Yeah.
This reminded me of like almost like Red Dwarf. You remember that Red Dwarf? It's a British. Anyone Red Dwarf? They're still going. There you go.
horse is set. I'm gonna take my lunch. How's it going here?
Everything was going great here.
Did you build a set?
No.
Where was this filmed?
It was actually filmed in Toronto, but can't really disclose too much else.
It's an actual spaceship. We can't talk about it. Yeah.
So Men in Black will show up and start blasting the place.
Because those doors, they go like, come on. Was that like a prop? That was manually done, right?
That was actually controlled. That was a remote control.
That was a remote control.
And James, our actor, he had it in his pocket. He was actually controlling the door. So.
Yeah, the set itself was like a big reason of why this film happened in the short timeline that it did. Kevin, a few weeks ago, he texts me. He's like, "Hey, are you working this week?" So I'm like, "I'm off tomorrow." He's like, "Well, do you want to go to Toronto for a shoot tomorrow and drive there and come back the same day?" And I was like, "All right, I'm in."
Yeah.
So then, we went with a couple of ideas, no script, no storyboard, just a very collaborative environment that Kevin created with a 4-hour shooting window, and that's what we came out with. And a $600 alien mask.
I was actually in the mask.
Wait, that was you?
Yeah, that was me. And I thankfully had Andrew to sort of direct me to get the proper lip movement. A lot of exaggerating with the mask. So.
Still not here.
Come on, I told you not to do that.
I didn't eat your lunch.
It felt very situational comedy. Was there an inspiration for the writing?
Absolutely not. It was just, we showed up, and my friend James from Toronto, he joined us there, and I'm just kind of riffing off stuff with him. I told Andrew, I was like, I want there to be red flashing lights. We have to include that somewhere. And what's some banter that would happen between two co-pilots on a spaceship after, 3 years of traveling together?
I love the colors, especially like a lot of gels and like blues, greens, and reds and stuff like that, and that really added to it.
All right, parasitic noseworm, explain this.
That does look like a scrumptious cape.
Jesus Christ, man.
Sorry.
If you're a cinematographer, I strongly recommend shooting something where you're lighting something that's not just like a living room, that's like otherworldly, a spaceship. You will have so much fun.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, this has to be this practical lamp here. It's just like, just fucking throw some red light over there. It's gonna be awesome.
They say about aliens, we do feel emotions.
I knew it. I do love you, man. I really do, okay? I'm so sorry about everything.
Having the alien mask, I was like, I need this character to have a stage to exist. And that was, do we build a set or do we go out and we find something? And so a lot of it was inspired by, I've been in so many places in my life where I'm just like, I wish I had a camera in my hands to kind of like play and do something. So we kind of like created that for ourselves. I said, we're gonna bring a camera and we're gonna like figure it out and play while we're there. And yeah, so that's kind of what inspired it, is play.
Yeah, a lot of ideas thrown around by these guys on the car ride down.
Yeah, so this is Latham. He was our main, like doing all audio and all gaffing, so whenever we needed lights up, he was setting it up. Hannah does incredible photography. A lot of her work will be seen on social. She's all our behind the scenes photography and video.
So you got punched for realsies, right?
I did. She really hit me.
Yeah,
she really did.
That was a real punch.
And so her was because she actually made contact.
Oh, did you leave that in?
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Oh yeah,
I can I didn't mean to make contact. Oh. But it happened, and I was like, ooh. Okay, she's not moving. Stay in character.
Stay in character.
So I stayed in character, and I was like, yeah, oh, wow.
You want to see if she's still breathing too, but she's got to stay in character.
She's like, no, she would yell cut if it needed to cut.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she's
I
unconscious.
didn't yell cut. I'm like, that was perfect. That was perfect. That's gonna look so
And the glasses,
good.
was it intentional the glasses fell? Was it intentional?
Ish.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
So speaking of road rage, is this something you experience?
Oh, fuck yeah.
No comment.
So, everything you saw was me driving.
Minus the actually punching people, but that's what I envision doing to them. So if you're one of those drivers, beware.
Oh no.
I will find you. I could do so much more, but those were the especially the passing. It's the passing you, cutting you off, slowing down, and turning. Oh.
Yeah, you guys know. Anyone from Quebec here? I'm kidding. Okay, so.
I'm guys, and I'm going. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. What the hell's your problem? What the hell's wrong with you? You're an idiot. Oh my. Oh yeah, you think so?
I'm kidding. What was some of the biggest challenges of filming inside a vehicle?
Oh God, the red light scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the red light because there were actually. Oh, the funniest part was the red light scene. And she's not going, so I'm doing.
So I'm driving the white car.
Yeah,
but also I'm in the front seat.
Yeah. So the white car is Romanesh's car.
Yeah.
So she's driving Romanesh's car, but we're like, okay, so we're talking through our cell phones, saying, okay, go, don't go. So the other people that were waiting at the red light were honking.
They were honking at me.
Like they were helping me out. I'm like, we were laughing.
And there was at one point, this guy came out of his house and came over to me to ask me if I was lost. Because he'd been watching us go back and forth. I think we went back and forth like 10 times. Excuse me, he was so kind. Excuse me, are you lost? Oh, no, we're filming, it's fine.
Greetings. Oh my God.
When you punched the guy in the car, the camera shook a little. So, did you actually hit the camera? And if you did you mean to?
Yes and yes. I got his permission to hit his camera really high. He said, yeah, go for it.
But I didn't get her permission to hit her in the face.
No.
I'm sorry.
And Holly, I'm really sorry that I used that bad language. Just I get it now.
She's interesting. Sounds like she's going to be a filmmaker. She's got some ideas.
Yeah,
she's
she
asking the
does.
right questions, so it's just a matter of time. Were you drinking for real?
No. He doesn't drink, and I don't drink beer. So we bought cans of beer. We just dumped them down the sink.
What? No.
And then we filled them with water.
As long as it's American beer, it's fine. What was it? Canadian IPA?
It was Bone Shaker.
Oh, fucker.
The kids, Vincent.
I'm sorry. Excuse me. The drink beer, kids. Okay, so so how is it playing drunk?
I made her believe that you were cheating on her.
Incredibly easy, actually. That's it. That's my answer.
A technique for playing drunk, because I've done it many times, is pretend you're drunk, trying to be sober. There you go. Acting 101.
Exactly.
Maybe we could talk this afternoon over some brewskis.
Sounds good.
Is that what I think it is?
Yes, sir.
Colors?
Yeah. We have a light that's that we can change the color of. So
why did you choose that color?
You know what? Just purely aesthetic reasons. I didn't really have any deeper meaning for the color.
It had a good twist. It was all fun and games until someone got shot. It was great.
Yes. That part actually.
You got shot for real.
No. But it was based on a true event that took place in 2012. A group of friends had an ongoing Russian roulette game, and I was inspired by that because I'm a sick bastard.
Wow. That is wow. We're definitely not gonna play that on Games Day Sunday.
Oh, that felt good.
There was no script, and there were no storyboards. This was my first time working with no scripts or storyboards.
So because there was no scripts, did you find it difficult to edit because you had a lot of content?
Yes, absolutely. There was a lot of stuff to sit through. Yeah.
It's like editing interviews.
Yeah.
So you never know what you're gonna get.
It's not my first, but it was my first script and trying to be funny.
Oh. Well, it succeeded because you heard all the laughs, right? And that's what's great about this screening, because not only are people almost drunk at this point, but they're just laughing. They're really engaging, and it's real honest feedback, and that's what's amazing. And you see if something works or not.
A woman who wore her heart on her sleeve, or on her sweater. While it was intriguing, he found that foolish. If finding love was a Goldilocks search, Harvey's porridge was a little too cold, and Cecilia's a little too hot.
The woman's heart was on her shirt, kind of like on her sleeve. Yeah. That's really good, because I have my heart on my... Anyways, I start talking about myself. Here we go. So the doctor, in the doctor's office, was that voice really his voice?
That is his voice.
There was blood and ass everywhere. The heart survived, and, well, part of the lower sphincter.
We shot it in a day and a half, and then we had like editing for about a week, and then I got COVID right after. So Tommy was like left to do most of all of the running around and doing the editing at the end. So
I was inspired by the scene of you jogging while smoking.
That was magnifique. So thank you. So fun fact. Not only do I not smoke, I eat entirely plant-based. So a morning of smoking an entire pack of cigarettes and eating a bucket of chicken was a lot of a challenge.
So the heart attack was real.
It started as a slow, gentle wave at first. First elation, giddiness, hope. He remembered the fun memories they shared together, but they weren't his memories.
Where was the bridge with all the locks on it?
Oh, the Somerset Bridge.
Yeah.
Ottawa U.
If you go down my street, Stephanie, if you go down Cooper all the way to the canal, there it is.
Okay.
We'll take a walk one day. We'll put our own lock on it.
Actually, we have a lock.
It lasts forever.
That lock, that red lock, we actually put on. It's still there. So if you ever want to go.
Her sadness over the breakup, he realized that he didn't quite get what he didn't before. He couldn't feel it before. He got it now.
How did you come up with that?
So it's an actual real thing. So apparently heart transplant patients, everything is there. Like, so you apparently heart transplantations, you can get the memories of the person that owned the heart. You can get their mannerisms. You get it's feelings. So like it's documented. They think it's like cellular memory or something.
Yeah.
Cellular memory, yeah.
Cellular, genetic memory, all these things. There's research now.
So
really cool. There's more stories there to be had. A horror movie to be had.
Can we add one?
On a drizzly, cold November, Harvey died of a broken heart. Yes, that can happen.
While we were shooting on the Somerset Lovelock Bridge, we actually had people racing to the police because the canal was it was Remembrance Day while we were shooting. The canal was closed. There were people and there were cops running up the bridge because they were being told that somebody was dying, and people were just laughing at it. That is a true story.
That's hilarious.
We actually didn't film it, but there's actually pictures of me and one of the police officers afterwards having a great laugh about the fact that he thought I was dying. So.
And even with the camera there, it wasn't a giveaway.
No,
it wasn't a giveaway. No, because I do a lot of weird stuff in public, and as long as there's a camera rolling, it's all legit. Clayton composed the music in this one.
Yes, he did.
He was playing the guitar.
Yeah, he was the main actor, the autistic person with disabilities in the film. And so a big thing with Ben, he worked at a summer camp for kids with disabilities, and so that was a big inspiration into him making this film. And so the one thing he wanted to do for authenticity is have somebody who, has this disability in real life playing these roles.
Yeah, and Clayton comes out, he's not here.
Yeah, Clayton's usually here every Kino.
Yeah.
And he's a very talented actor and writer and director.
So Clayton, whatever he was living with was pretty intense. Yeah. Like he was incapable of taking care of himself.
Clayton was like a non-verbal character in the film, and it's really interesting. So it's like this film really is kind of like a silent film, if that makes sense, and it's really about everything besides speech, and the only really talking is the introduction and the end. So like really it was focused around Seymour, like the person with the disability, but everybody else in the film would have like a much bigger role, and the care workers are just as important as the main character with the disability.
What I really liked about it, and I don't know if it was intentional or not, probably not, is the bunny rabbit, there wasn't really a green screen behind it.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like really trippy trying to fit into the template. What happened there? No green screen?
I broke my rule of never using AI. So I'd say we didn't do green screen is actually what happened. He said, well, I'll do it with AI. And it didn't do what I thought it would do, so that was not deliberate.
My infernal decree to follow and torment you wherever you go. I'll follow you to the heavens, Eddie.
I don't know.
Well, it looked good. I mean, honestly, it looked like he was kind of half in the world and half out. Yeah. So, and you know, maybe he's in Regina. We don't know.
And I hate Regina. And have you ever been to Regina? It's a terrible, terrible place. And it's always cold.
Cherished one. Put aside your anger.
This is not the first time you talk about your ex-wife. Let's. This is a safe group here. A safe space.
It's my therapy.
It's my therapy.
It's how I get my feelings out.
Yes.
I complain. I should take your approach.
Oh no, I complain too. I'm a curmudgeon. I bitch all the time.
I want to achieve nirvana because I'm pretty sure that's the only place my ex-wife isn't.
So this rabbit, keeps returning. Is it your pet, a roommate, a figment of your imagination? What's going on?
Well, that's interesting, actually. I've always been fascinated by the concept of a person having an actual personal demon that bugs them all the time, but is really funny. Like, I think I've seen some TV tropes about that, or movie tropes, but I just think it's such a fascinating idea. And like, I've known Scott since grade 10.
And we've been annoying each other all the time.
Yeah, well, him annoying me more than that. But so he's very much like Nibbles.
Well, I'm pretty sure God hates me, so that rules out Christianity.
I agree, Eddie. Jesus Christ himself most assuredly thinks you're an asshole.
And, you know, we may go with it. I'm seeing productions here that people have a theme going, so maybe we'll keep going with the other
It's a great
stuff.
character. I just love the bitterness. Because it's an outlet, we can relate to it. That's the beauty of film. Like, it kind of reminds me a bit of like Harvey. Remember that? But Harvey was a bit not
my
as...
friend Harvey.
Yeah.
He's
But Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart, you killed Harvey.
Yeah, it's a 1943, 42 movie about an alcoholic who imagines a giant bunny rabbit and talks to it. And it deals with a lot of mental illness, but at the same time, it's approaching a different. Well, there's a line in there that I absolutely adore, and it's like he sits on a curb and he's drinking, and he says, "My whole life I've been smart, so smart. I was never happy. I recommend Kind."
That's good.
It's such a great line from Amy Harvey. Yeah, one of my favorite movies. We're gonna go straight to questions. Questions.
I have a statement actually.
Sure.
I was really like thinking you were going to turn into like Elmer Fudd and Gail DeWab.
That's not bad. Kill the rabbit.
Kill the rabbit. It's a series I've been doing for a while. Every time I get a heartbreak. So this is chapter 38. Jesus, fuck my life. And it's selling yourself and being vulnerable and starting conversations, because being silent is not a strength. So there's a lot of toxic masculinity, and we're gonna start having conversations about stuff. Everybody cries. Everybody feels. Another chapter. Another failed relationship. Another part of my story. So we rebuild, based on what we've learned. You were filming by candlelight. How was that tricky? What was going on there?
No, there were lights.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't pull Barry Lyndon. Remember that movie, 1975?
I do remember it. That's Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah, he did everything by candlelight.
Yeah. Wow. So no, I didn't. I'm not at Stanley Kubrick's level. But thank you. I appreciate the you just mentioning my name and his in the same sentence.
The same sentence.
Yeah.
Kubrick.
Determined to ruin him and make him the contempt of the world. I am only resolved to act in a manner which will constitute my own happiness, without reference to you or any person so wholly unconnected with me.
Oh my God, those were a lot of lines to memorize. Sarah?
Yeah. Oh, Sarah and Kristen, who's not here, did an amazing job. Not only that, we shot the whole scene. They did the whole scene non-stop. all I had to do was say 3, 2, 1, blast off, and away they went. It was really, really great job to both of them. Kudos.
That was something, and the character, to be in character and that accent and that expression and everything.
Yeah, British accents all the way, like totally in character. They did a great job. Thank you very much.
Yes, amazing acting. We got to do something together, Sarah. We're going to do something. But knowing me, it's probably going to be really emo and sad, and just you looking down in the corner in slow motion like this. Hey, we can laugh at our pain. Come on, it's okay, right?
'Twas the favourite wish of his mother, as well as hers. While she was in her cradle, we planned the union. And now to be prevented by the upstart pretensions?
Well, I could say I wrote it myself, but I don't think anyone would believe it. So no, it was right out of the book Pride and Prejudice, so it was written by Jane Austen. Although I did cut a lot of it out, it was much longer.
Also found on Amazon.
Yeah. This is not your first film that's taken from a piece of literature.
Great memory, yeah. I made a Shakespeare film with Olivia about a year ago, yeah. So it's really cool because if you need to make something and you don't have time to write a script, just like find something that you like and just shoot it.
I made this film when I was going through a really down time, like a really difficult, struggling with anxiety and a lot of problems at the moment. And so I made this film because my friend Dennis was doing a screening called Speeding Bullets, and I wanted to submit a film.
Au clair de la lune, mon ami Pierrot, prête-moi ta plume pour écrire un mot.
The singing is my daughter, but she was 4 years old, or 4.5 when she did the singing, but in the film she's much younger. So I actually had a bunch of Super 8 pieces that I had taken of her over the years, and the discovery was that by doing this I actually healed myself. I was able to get out of my funk. Funk, anxiety, depression, all real. So it was a dark time, and it was a way to feel better and heal, so I encourage people to do that. Heal through art.
Absolutely. You created a beautiful, profound memory, not just for you, but for your daughter moving forward.
Well, you fixed the sound, so thank you.
It was all right.
It meant a lot to me.
It was actually me singing.
How old is your daughter now?
She's 12 and a half.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and a full teenager, like 6 going on 21. That's what I say. Yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Yes.
I just want to say how amazing it is that you took that anxiety and you made something good out of it and you healed in that way. I find art really healing, and it's really inspirational what you did.
I write poetry, and that's really how my creative journey started, I guess. Yeah, and so I like to translate it into film because I think it's important to get whatever's in your heart out there. So it doesn't matter what form that takes, just get it out there, because it does make you feel better. At least it works for me. I don't know if it works for everybody, but it's certainly a good way of going about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We make the films we want to see, and we can make artsy-fartsy films. There's no rules.
Oh, and it starts a conversation.
That's the
other thing I like to do. I love to spark conversation, controversy. Come out to French Kino. French Kino, Gatineau.
It's in Gatineau. It's across the bridge, I know.
I swear, it's only literally 10-minute drive.
It's only 10 minutes. It's going to be great. Anyways, you guys are on the Ottawa Filmmakers group on Facebook. Keep your eyes on
remember
that.
Hull, remember the strip, Hull's fun.
Remember the strip?
No, remember the strip.
Oh, the strip.
Anybody who's my age will remember Hull strip.
How did you make the snake? Did you?
Amazon.
So you bought a snake and you kind of animated it a bit?
I put a black thread on it. I tried fishing wire, but then as soon as we put the little light from below, it just lit the whole thing up.
It started really dramatic and they're going on an adventure, and then it became so silly halfway through.
Well,
it was hilarious. You got a good reception.
It's a story of my life, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a true story.
Oh, it's a true story.
Everything's silly at the end.
Now you do a lot of these skit comedies. They're based on old-fashioned jokes.
That's
Old
right.
jokes.
Yeah, this is a joke that you knew.
I knew that joke.
And it's fun. The challenge is just to dramatize it, to expand it, and because you can tell it in 10 seconds. But I thought, well, let's take them on an apocalypse now trip, you know. And I live on the lake in North Bay half the time. And these guys are my neighbors, these two guys. And so the fellow that flew the plane, he's actually a pilot. Yeah, that was a good thing. Yeah.
So you were in this plane.
I was in the plane, but I also had a drone operator, and so we had to, follow the rules of drones with planes and that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine.
Yeah.
It's great because if you're ever looking for a short comedic story, you can just look at old-fashioned jokes because those were storytelling. You mentioned green screen. You actually green screened an actor that was available.
Yes, the shot where they finally make it to High Lake, which is an actual lake. It's actually kind of in my backyard. It's up above the lake that we live on, so you have to. It's a 45-minute hike to get there. In the winter, that was something else. But anyway, so Travis, the lead fellow, he's got 4 little children under the age of 6, and he really had to go home. Like I could only get him for an hour at a time.
You think it'd be the opposite?
Oh yeah, there were times he's like, I'm not looking at my phone. I'm not looking at my phone. It'd be my wife. It'd be my wife. So anyway, there was this time he really had to go home, and I thought, okay, Andrew, let's just have you on your own. So the shot overlooking the lake, where he said, oh, let's go set up camp. Travis wasn't even there, and I green screened him in 2 months later.
Nice. Wow. Well, we made it to High Lake. Let's go set up camp.
The 911 operator is filmed in my living room, so against green screen. So
your living room is 911 headquarters?
That's right. Yeah. It's also the Sistine Chapel, but you haven't seen that one.
He kept adding on more and more ways they had to travel to get there.
That's right.
That got hilarious. I was kind of hoping for one more at the end, but I thought it was beautiful where you got to.
Thank you.
It was very planes, trains, and automobiles.
That's right. No, that was the whole idea.
I just wanted to see you guys keep finding new ways to travel.
By camel, by
scuba. And when they were pulling the rope, that's because my boat actually couldn't start.
Nice.
We were going to have this nice little journey, and it got narrower and narrower, and never happened just because we couldn't get it started. So.
You did a lot of selective coloring.
I just got a new phone, and this is the first time I've really been filming my own films, because I usually have Francis or Vincent or somebody else to do that and the editing, and so this is the first time I filmed it myself, I edited myself, and so I'm learning to do these things, so this is my baseline starting point. My phone does things that I can film in black and white and just pick spot colors. So I thought I really wanted to play around with having some of the color tell the story. Now, that being said, I lost a lot of my really good footage because I didn't know what I was doing and I accidentally erased it. And so my best footage from anything didn't make it into the film. But it was a great learning experience because after 3 days of crying horribly and thinking, I'm never going back, I went, what can I do with what I have available? And that's what I did with what I had available. I wanted to do something emotional, so that was my attempt. The beginning of that was all my attempt at emo, where I wanted something emotional and stupid. And then it went into fun, and I really liked the juxtaposition of because the loneliness that I'm used to experiencing is very introspective. It's very inside of me, and I don't like to show that to people, so I will have fun. The more fun I'm having, the more unhappy I could possibly be underneath everything. So that's just the way it goes. So I just like the idea of taking this lonely person who went to a dollar store and got some Google eyes and went around making friends. And then the party at the end is really just his imagination. If you take the very off of Discovery and put it in the front, it's very disco. And that just made me very happy.